Hello guys, Cleo Bakes here, and today we shall be making a classic Victoria sponge cake. Special occasions where you can make this cake is if it's Mother's Day and you want to show that you care, or if you're going around your friend's house and you just want to get active. So, the ingredients you will need is 2 tablespoons of milk, 200 grams of self-raising flour to save adding the baking soda, 200 grams of caster sugar, 200 grams of room temperature butter, and 4 room temperature eggs. So I'll just set these aside like this, and then I've also got a stand mix here, but you don't have to use a stand mix, it's just easier. You can use a whisk by itself or a hand mix. So then I'll just take the bowl. You need a bowl, and then you get your 200, you just want to put all the ingredients into a bowl. So you put 200 grams of self-raising flour, or a bit of a cloud there, 200 grams of your caster sugar, 4 eggs, indigo, and the room temperature butter. So I'm just going to spoon that in now. You need to make sure it's room temperature, so then your cake can come out fluffier and more sponge type. So when it comes out of the oven, when you bounce it down, it just springs right up. That's what you want your cake to be like. And then you want to preheat your oven to 190 degrees fan oven. So now there's still a bit of butter on the spoon and on the side of the bowl. So I'm gonna get a spoon and put those in there, like so. So now you grab your whip, 2 tablespoons of milk. So now all the butter is in my bowl. What you want to do is just grab the whisk you are using and just whisk it up. Need to make sure it's in the right area so it doesn't fling off. Turning it on. And then as I'm using a stand mixer, I'm just going to use level 1, and then as it gets easier, I'm just going to go up to level 2. But I'm not going to go higher than level 2 so the cake doesn't get too liquidy. So, okay, so it's going to get a bit loud now. And it's all mixing together really nicely, and I can already see that it's becoming a cake batter. It's just becoming really fluffy, and it looks light as well. That's what you want your cake to look like. And you need to make sure there's absolutely 0% bumps in there. Now I'm turning it up to level 2. It's looking really nice right about now. And you can see that it's getting everything in that bowl, not just stuff at the top, everything in there. So I think that's done now. In fact, I know that's done now. And then everything is just, I'll take it out and show you. As you can see, the cake is nice, fluffy, and it's got no bumps at all. You really need to make sure there's no bumps in there. And then what you need is 2 20cm cake tins, greased, and it's lined at the bottom with grease-proof paper. Okay, so then what you need, well, you don't need this, but I'm going to use a spatula, and you want to evenly divide the cake batter into these 2 cake tins. So you just want to pour that in there, like so. make sure you don't get too much in one of them and then little in the other. You need to make sure that you divide it equally so then the cakes can be around the same height and they're not just one's not higher than the other. Because I know it's a Victoria sponge cake and there's going to be 2 cakes, but it would just be better if they're the same height and not 2 different heights. So then what you want to do is you want to grab the thing that you've used to put the batter in the cake tins, or if you didn't use anything, you can just grab a spoon or a spatula and you just want to smooth it out so then it bakes nice and evenly. So like so. Even if at the top or somewhere, if it's too fat or the other side's just a bit too low, it doesn't matter, just as long as it looks the same. So let me show you guys. So that's what your cake should be. Well, your cake batter should be really level. Right, and then you want to do it to your other cake tin as well. They're both really nice and even now. So you just want to grab both of your cakes and then you're just going to lightly tap them on the surface so the air can get out of the cake batter. That one's done. And take that one. So now, make sure you grab your oven gloves, and you need to be careful when you're near an oven because as it's been preheating, it might be quite hot by now. And then you just want to open up your oven. And then you just want to put both of your cakes in there. So, cake 1, cake 2. And then you just want to leave them in there for about 20 to 30 minutes until they get golden brown. So now I'm just going to wash everything up. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes later and I've got the ingredients for the filling. So what you will need is 100 grams of room temperature butter again, 140 grams of icing sugar, and 170 grams of strawberry jam. And then this bit is optional, but I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, so the cakes are now done, and then you just want to get your oven mitts again, and be careful because it's going to be really hot now. And then you just want to grab your oven mitts and take them out of the oven. So I'll show you what they're like once they come out of the oven. So they should be golden brown, and once you put them back down, they should spring back up like mine have. I would show you, but the cakes are a little bit hard. So what's going to happen now is we're going to place them on a cooling rack so then they can just cool down. And then what you want to do is you'll place your cakes aside, get your oven rack, well, the cooling rack, and then you just want to place your cake on the cooling rack, leave them to cool on the surface for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then once they're finished cooling on the surface, you want to put them in the fridge for another 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll see you in 5 to 10. Well, I'll see you when I'm making the filling of the cake. So hello guys, I am back with my 2 cakes and the buttercream and the strawberry jam. So then you want to get one of your cakes. It doesn't matter, I'm going to place mine on the surface. So then this cake is going to be my bottom cake. And then you want to level the top so then it's all nice and flat. So then I'm just getting a cake reason why it needs to be cool is so that the buttercream doesn't melt and then it starts flowing all over the sides. But you can do that unless you want a waterfall, and I don't. So it's all nice and cool now. So then you're going to put this back onto the cooling rack. And then you want to get your other cake. That's going to be for the top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it the other way around. It's your choice if you want the top of the cake to be like pointing at the top or so, or if you want to level it out to make it nice and flat. But for me, I think I'm just going to leave it like this. And then flip over, make sure everything is all level. And then I'm just going to cut off not cut off the sides, but I'm just going to make sure there's no, see any black bits like that. I'm just going to chop those off there. Okay, so it's all come off now. And then we'll put that back onto the cooling rack. And then here comes the part where you put the cake together. So for me, I'm going to use a cake stand. If you're putting it on the cake stand, this is where you piece it together. If you put it on a plate, you piece it together on the plate. So basically, whatever the cake's going to be on, that's what you build it up on. So then, I'm going to get the bottom cake. And then, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a spoon. And then, I'm just going to dollop all of the buttercream on there. All of it. That's all of the buttercream. And then you just want to spread it about. And as you can see, my cake is cool. And I can tell because none of the buttercream is drooping all over the sides or none of it is melting. Just want to scrape the excess on there. And then this bit might be quite tricky for you, but this is what I do. What I do is I set that cake stand aside, and then what I'll do is I'll get the other cake, flip it upside down so it's on that side. Get a spoon, another spoon from strawberry jam, and then you just want to put it on there. Because if I put the strawberry jam on top of the buttercream, then it all just, I know what in the end it's going to all come together, but when I cut the cake open, I want it to look nice and neat. So then spreading that all over there, all on top, everywhere. So then make sure you get it everywhere. Then the person who gets that cake slice has every bit of what's inside that cake and not just doesn't get mostly buttercream or mostly strawberry jam. I'm going to make sure it's all even. And I'll show you guys what it looks like now. So then this is what the cake looks like, with all the strawberry jam spread across there, as you can see. And then we'll put that back on the cooling rack. Get my cake stand with the cake on it. Get the cake with the strawberry jam. And then I'm going to flip it over and sandwich them together. Like so. And then, what you can choose to do, if you want, you can take off the buttercream off the outside, and that's what I'm gonna do to make sure it all just looks neat. Now how I do this is grab a teaspoon and then I just get it all away from the sides and make sure all of this comes off. It might take a while though, so time lapse. It's all done now. And then what you can do is you can grab like tissue or a cloth and you can just make the outside of the cake stand a bit more clean and the cake a bit more clean. Then that's what I'm going to do. bite for the outside of the cake. Ice on the outside. And then this bit is really optional, but this is what I do just to decorate it a bit. I'm going to grab a sieve and icing sugar, and I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of icing sugar on the top of my cake just to decorate it a bit. So, it might get a bit messy now. So, I've got my sieve, got my icing sugar, and then what I'm going to do, I'm not going to grab the packet and just sprinkle over there. I'm going to get a spoon, get a bit of the icing sugar, and just sieve it on top. And then this is my Victoria sponge cake. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Comment down below what different cakes you want me to make. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!